Pode abrir a porta aí, a polícia.
In the early hours of the morning, while most of the city sleeps, a different kind of reality unfolds inside Brazil's slums. In these forgotten corners of society, police raids have become part of everyday life. But for those who live there, it doesn't feel like justice. It feels like war. Residents of the favelas wake up not to alarm clocks, but to the sounds of gunfire, helicopters hovering above, and the heavy steps of armed officers storming the narrow alleys. There is no warning, no explanation, just a sudden burst of chaos that turns homes into battlegrounds. Authorities claim these raids are necessary to fight organized crime and dismantle drug operations. But the people living in these communities often tell a very different story. They speak of innocent lives lost, of homes destroyed without reason, of children caught in the cross. For many, the arrival of the police brings more fear than hope. In Rio de Janeiro and other major cities, official reports showed hundreds of deaths each year as a result of police operations. A disturbing number of these victims are young, black, and unarmed. And behind each number is a grieving family. A mother who will never see her son again. A community forced to carry yet another coffin. And a generation growing up in fear of those who were supposed to protect them. But this is not just about statistics. This is about human lives. About boys who never made it to school. About workers who never made it home. About families left to pick up the pieces after another operation ends in tragedy. These are not collateral damages. They are people, and their stories matter. Supporters of the raids argue that without this level of force, criminal factions would completely take over the favela. They believe that police presence is the only thing keeping order. But when the methods used cause so much destruction, the question must be asked, who is protecting whom, and at what cost? For the people living in the ghetto, there is no escape. They are trapped between two powerful forces: the violence of organized crime and the brutality of state intervention. Trust in the system has long been broken, and survival becomes the only goal. Yet even in the darkest corners, there is resistance. Communities come together, neighbors support one another, and local leaders speak out, risking everything to demand justice and dignity. These voices rarely make headlines, but they are the heartbeat of the favelas. Proof that even in the face of oppression, the human spirit refuses to give in. This is the reality behind the headlines, the side of the story you won't see on mainstream news. This is what happens in the ghetto, and the world needs to see it. If you found this story eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe to In the Ghetto. Help us spread these important voices from Brazil's slums to the world, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about these police raids? Are they brutal or necessary?